I am Ari. I'm Ariana. And I'm Remessa. And this is our Tom Clancy project. Okay, the brain. He thinks he will die because he is an imposter of the brain. The map. The memorable quote is, "I am not the Prince of Wales, but Tom Clancy of Awful Court." Right hand. The prince is the right hand man. The Achilles heel. He has helped shape the prince. The for the eyes, he thinks he sees the world that he will die because he's imposter. The shoulder, he worries about the prince being a prophet. His heart, he cares most about the prince because he let him in the kingdom. And then his what's his left hand, he left his father John Quincy at Awful Court. His life, he is a ward of the noble family. Any questions? And this is like the drawing of Tom Clancy, and he has bruises because his father used to beat him up, and he has clothes because he was poor. Yeah. For the Achilles heel, it says he has helped shape the gun. How has he helped? So he's helped because, like, when he was there, the prince has helped him, and then the prince helped him. So then basically, then that made the prince like more caring and stuff. Now, why is Tom Clancy important to the play? Tom Clancy is important to the play because he's like one of the main characters, and it leads to conflict when he switches clothes with the prince. The story is also omniscient because it tells the feelings about everybody else, including including him. So that's why he's very important to the story.
For the eyes, I still don't get how he sees it as he's gonna die.
Like he sees the world bad and he will die. It's because you know how he's a pauper, and he's like he went to the prince, and when the guard hit him, he like got scared because the guard like pushed him and stuff, but the prince saved him. Also, if you think about it, he's basically like he's a pauper and he's wearing the prince's clothes, and he's like an apostle to everybody. So he sees, oh yeah, I'm gonna die because this is not my place to be.
How does Tom Clancy continue to like?
Everything's not what I know.
Any other questions?
So like where's your text? Where's your evidence?
For what?
Where's your evidence for like the right hand?
So the evidence shows like, because in the story it shows that like the prince is always helping him and stuff. Yeah, so that's evidence. Any other questions? Oh, that's the end. Okay, thanks for listening. Tomorrow. For feedback? Yes. So for preparedness, I put 3 because I thought y'all had like no cards and it was like really cool. Well, yeah. And engaging, I put it a 4. Eye contact, I gave it a 5. Volume was a 4, and I love the explanation for all the questions. And one suggestion is like be more confident. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback.
All right, good job. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to my presentation. My name is Zaid. I'm in Peace, and we're doing John Cancy.
So for his eyes, how does he see the world? See the world by stealing and begging.
For his shoulder, the burden he carries is his money and where Tom is, so he can beg.
The brain is like he thinks the prince. He thinks the prince who he thinks is Tom is mad, and
Wait.
Hi guys, welcome to our presentation. My name is Zaid.
Ali
peace.
and Aisha.
Today we're doing John Cancy.
For his eyes, how does he see the world? Stealing and begging.
For his burdens, he carries money and where Tom is, so he can beg.
Brain, he thinks the prince who he thinks is Tom is mad, and for right hand, what is Hugo.
His member quote is his father, I am your father. And also for his weakness is money and begging.
And for the heel is like who has shelf shape is being poor.
For his heart, what does he care about? Money and his friend Hugo.
This is the drawing. He has patches because he's like poor, like a beggar.
For the left hand, he left behind his son, Tom Cancy.
His life up to this point, was he still alive?
Is there any questions? Is there any questions?
Why is John Cancy pushing for the friend?
Because
Because he is the father of Tom Cancy.
Marlon.
Like, what do you mean by his weakness is like beating someone? How does that mean?
No, like it's like money basically because like you can have money for it.
But what about beating someone?
Um, he's used to like beat his son to him.
So like first of all, why you weren't really explaining it well. So like can you what do you mean by, can you summarize or something?
So, for brain, basically, so if I explain this, basically he thinks that the prince, who he thinks that is his son, is mad because they're saying that he's not the son. And then, for right hand, it's Hugo because like, basically cares about Hugo. If the heart and things he care about is money and his friend Hugo because he doesn't really care about his son. That's it.
Well, that's a pretty big.
Alright, Jason, you got it. You got this, you got this, you got this.
So my feedback was the preparedness. I did too because they weren't that prepared. For the engagement, I did about 4, and for eye contact, I did 3. And for volume, I did 3 because sometimes they were loud, sometimes they were quiet. One thing I liked about this presentation was the drawing, and one suggestion I have about this presentation is more engagement.
Alright. For the preparedness, I gave you guys a 3 because you guys you were keep looking at the board, and for gauge it was pretty engaging, so I give you guys a 4. And the eye contact was 2. It's because you had the note cards, but you guys looking at the board, and the volume, I had a feeling you guys could be louder. And the one thing I liked was the picture and the one suggestion I have for presentation. They need to be more louder.
So I would say the preparedness I'm rating for 1.
Go.
Hi, I'm Rakaya.
I'm Amy.
And I'm Marco.
And I'm Mana.
The Marigold quote was, "Let us proceed gently, my friend." And the brain was hopeful and he was hopeful and kind. And the eyes was, "Is everyone equally good or not?"
Heart mostly cares about fairness and going back home.
Right hand. Actually, shoulder. Miles is most worried about the prince and returning home.
Left hand and his life up to this point. Left hand. Miles left his home or his mansion to go to awful court to inherit his part from his brother. His life up to this point. The prince's life up to this point is he's back at the palace where he belongs.
His and he helps the prince while adopting is the prince but plays along.
His weakness is losing people and their trust.
His, oh. He helped shape the prince.
This
Oh, right.
We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Any questions?
all right.
For Mario? For the soldier, why does he worry about going back home? Cause Marla will answer that.
He worries about going back home because he wants to inherit his part, like when his dad died.
That's what I
So, like, for our why didn't he like? I don't like. He wasn't like really. His volume was kind of off compared to Lucaio's.
I lost my voice in age, okay?
Nicholas.
Why was Miles Hendon important in the play?
Miles Hendon was important to the play because he helped shape the prince when the prince got out of his home pretending to be the pauper.
So who wants to share their feedback?
So my feedback is for preparing this, we got a 4. It was very good. For engaging, you have a 4. For the contact, you have a 4. And then for volume, you have a 4. One thing I liked is the drawing stuff. Y'all did really good on that. And then one suggestion that I have is nothing, because y'all really did good, but maybe next time, some of y'all need to be more louder.
One more person.
That's it.
My name is Shifa.
My name is Samara.
My name is Noah.
My name's Muslim.
And we're doing the king.
Okay. Okay, so the brain, thoughts that are circling in his brain slash head are, has my child gone mad? And for the mouth, in line 58, he says, now my child, I go to rest. This is the last sentence he said before he passed away. And for the right hand, it says, the prince and the servants, because they have helped him for the time he was alive.
His weakness is not carrying on his legacy, and his ache in his heel is his family and him being treated like royalty to shape his role as the king.
In the eyes column, the king sees himself and his family as royalty and everyone else as peasants. The shoulder says the king worries that his child doesn't want to be royalty anymore. And the drawing shows the king and he's wearing these shoulder cuffs because royals wear those. Any questions? Oh, yeah, you have to go.
The heart, the king cares most about his son, which is the prince. Left hand, being the king, he gives his role to the prince after he dies. And life up to this point, sadly, he passed away.
Any questions, guys? Ibrahim.
How does the king contribute to the play?
Okay, so the king contributes to the play because he's the prince's father, and it like helps him, like it shows you how he helps shape how the prince is right now, and once he passes away, it shows how all the other characters contribute to his passing.
How do the eyes, like, what's the emphasis for the eyes?
So, for the eyes, the king sees himself and his family as royalty and the rest as peasants. He's really caring about the prince. He cares most about the prince. And the rest are like, he thinks they're peasants because in the story, in the play, it's like he has like a bunch of servants and maids and they're like all throwing him around and all the villagers are cheering and it's just like unkind and they're basically they think they're peasants if they're treating them unkind. Last question. Feedback? Oh, either.
For the feedback, fairness, a 5, engaging, a 4, eye contact, a 3, and volume, a 4. I like the explanation during the presentation, and there's no suggestions. It's really good.
Thank you. Clap, please.